they leave here loving their country, loving their freedoms, and ready to go ahead and do as much as they can with those. Because, you know, a lot of people don't have the same, the same ability to enjoy that.
Blanco says because of the communist regime, there's food shortages along with medicine and water. There's also no electricity with blackouts for many days at a time. All right, it's almost that time for those Friday Night Lights. Game Time is back for week 5 of the high school football season. NewsWest 9 is your one-stop shop for highlights, interviews, and so much more. Jenna Alike is back in studio with us now, getting ready for another full-scale week of football here. Jenna, it's probably going to be more high-flying action, I'd assume.
Yeah, a lot of high-flying action, but it's a little bit of a weird one. We're missing a few major players, but that doesn't mean that we aren't going to have an epic game time coming up. So stick with us. We'll be right back after the break.
Tyler, mic check 1 2 3. Tyler, mic check 1 2.
NewsWest 9 Game Time kicks off now with our all-star lineup of Jenna Alike, Corey McIntyre, Tyler Dupnick, and Jason Freund. We're bringing the ultimate high school football experience to West Texas.
Week 5 of Game Time brings us a little bit of different energy to close out the month of September. 3 of the 4 6A football teams aren't playing tonight, and the majority of the Basin squads are still in non-district play, while others kicked off the league schedule here in Week 5. Quite the roller coaster that our Game Time crew is on tonight. Jason Freund has more from Permian, Tyler Dupnick is out in Andrews, and Corey McIntyre has our game of the week out in Wink. Time to check in on the action between Permian and Carver from Alabama. That's going to be our first game, a rare interstate battle in the non-district over at Ratliff Stadium. And as you're seeing here, Jason Freund is ready to catch us up on the latest. Jason.
All right, well, Jenna, this game started off rather slowly, actually, as Carver Birmingham was really just trying to milk this clock as much as they could in the first half. And whenever Permian was able to get their hands on the ball, they really had to take advantage of what little time they had on the offense. But they were able to make a few trips in the end zone in the first half highlights, as you'll see right now. Homecoming week, Mojo wants to stay undefeated, but they're going to have to make do with what little time Carver gives them. We'll start in the second quarter now. Quarterback DeJarvis Wade on a fourth down gets hit as he throws, wants Xavion Woods up the middle, but he's got no connection. Turnover on downs. Panthers got to get the offense going here. Jacob Garcia, a quick pass to Carter Harris. He's one-on-one with the DB. Very clear horse collar tackle in front of the ref who throws the flag. It'll set up an easy hop, skip, and a jump into the end zone for Gavin Black. Touchdown, Mojo. They take a 7-6 lead. Mojo defense does its part in getting the ball back. It's back to Black. He finds a hole, punches through, drags a few Rams with him on his way to a tough first down, setting him up for yet another easy touchdown right at the goal line. Permian's going to be up 14-6 at halftime. Running game started off a little slow in the first quarter, picked up more in the second quarter. Then again, the second half, what was working for you guys in the running game?
My teammates, once we get it going, we're bound to score anytime. Yes, sir.
And then once the second half started, it was all Mojo from that point on. The offense was roaring in the second half, and there's some timely interceptions kept Carver off the field. And by the end of the game, well, the backups were in by the fourth quarter, and this game ended with a 41-6 victory for the Permian Panthers, who will remain undefeated at 5-0 to start off the season. They will be having a bye week going into next week. Back to you.
Hey, Jason, thank you. A familiar foe came to town, to the home of the Mustangs. Friendship from the District 2 6A traveled to Midland to take on Midland Christian. The visitors tacked points on the board first for the 7-0 advantage in the first quarter. The home team needing an answer. The final minutes of the first frame, Midland Christian started working its way down the field. Brady Young breaks free for the big gain and right into the red zone. Next play, it's another direct snap to Young, who fights his way into the end zone to knot the game up at 7. The Mustangs grab their first lead of the game in the second quarter. It's Young again for 6. MCS up 14-7. The Tigers make the most of the final minute or so in the first half. Holden Phillips finds Noah Ingram wide open in the end zone to tie this game up at 14 going into the break. And it was a close one, but Friendship wins this one 35-34. And sticking with action out in Midland County, Greenwood hosting fellow local squad Pecos in a basin battle. The Rangers were on the board first tonight. It's going to be the handoff to Nathaniel Romero. He fights his way through tackles for the 7-0 lead. Still in the first quarter, Romero again crosses the goal line for the second time to push the advantage out to 14-0 for the home team. Next quarter, the Eagles finally find an answer. Colt Salgado connects with Jesus Navarro for the score to cut the deficit 14-6, and it would be Greenwood who would dominate 56-29. All right, coming up next, Corey McIntyre will have details from our Week 5 game of the week. That and more coming up.
We're the Greenwood Rangers, and you're watching Gametime on NewsWest 9. Let's go Rangers!
Basin battles continue, this time Monahans and Andrews squaring off in the Mustang Bowl. Both of these teams have started with only one win on the season at 1-3, and look for win number 2. Tyler Dupnick is out in Andrews, and he is ready with those lights off. He's ready to take us through the matchup. Tyler, what's going on?
Yeah, Jenna, really both these teams coming into tonight's game at the Mustang Bowl with that 1-3 record, trying to get back on track, trying to finish district play or non-district play strong. Physical brands of football between these two teams tonight. We knew they were going to run the ball very well. This is a series that goes back a long way. These teams actually 35-35-1 all time against each other coming into tonight. So who would get the edge moving forward? It was a packed house at the Mustang Bowl on homecoming night, practically standing room only as the Monahans Lobos came to town to face the hometown Andrews Mustangs. On the opening drive of the game, Andrews moves into Lobos territory. Here's a handoff to Jay-Sean Dubose on 4th down, but he stopped inches shy. The Lobos turn over the Mustangs on downs. First play of the game for Monahans. It's a deep shot from Dylan Pittman to Alex Palmatier, 30 yards. But Andrews' defense would stand tall as well. They get a 4th down stop to turn the Lobos away. Another 4th down here. This is a handoff to Leroy Millen, but he's not denied. Breaking tackles for a 17-yard gain, and on a drive that would seem like it would last forever. Here's another 4th down conversion for Millen. At the time, it's just ticking away. 3rd drive of the game, already in the 2nd quarter. However, the drive would stall. The Monahans defense bends but doesn't break. Kyle Covington tucks in the 35-yard field goal to put Andrews on the board 3-0. A couple of drives later for Monahans. Handoff here to Majestic Williams, who gets a great block from his tight end, Joseph Finzor. Williams is loose. He might go all the way. Oh, so majestic for the 69-yard touchdown. And just like that, the Lobos crack through and take a 7-3 lead. Later on, back to the Lobos defense. Cole Pittman on the run blitz. Big-time 3rd down stop and a partially blocked punt by Isaiah Marquez. 7-3 Monahans at halftime. All right, here with the starting quarterback for Monahans, Dylan Pittman. And Dylan, can you kind of speak on what went into getting this win tonight? It seemed like early on it was kind of a grinded out kind of game, and you guys ended up pulling away there at the end.
Well, at halftime we talked about we had to come together. You know, we couldn't get really anything going in the first half, so we had to talk about getting together, you know.
Definitely. It's like you guys had more explosive plays than they did. Obviously, the final score tonight from the Mustang Bowl, 21-10. Monahans with the win. They actually came back in the 4th quarter from a small deficit and salted it away late, taking that all-time series lead and getting a 2-3 record heading into district play. I got a chance, obviously, to talk to quarterback Dylan Pittman, as you saw there. That full interview will be up on our Gametime tab on NewsWest9.com later tonight. I also got a chance to catch up with the head coach of Monahans, Fred Stahl. We talked about how they've had a tough start to this season with their schedule, but they've learned a lot about themselves and how relentless they are and how tough they are. They want to run the ball moving forward to continue to help their offense, and they'll be ready to go for district play next week, Jenna.
Hey, thanks, Tyler. A clash between a couple of 3-win teams featured in our game of the week. Coahoma and Wink out at the home of the Wildcats. One of these teams would collect that next victory. Corey McIntyre had a front row seat to all of the action. Corey, what's going on?
This was a battle between two teams riding high off of momentum. Coahoma came in undefeated with a 3-0 record, and Wink came in on a 3-game win streak. This game started quick, and it didn't slow down. So let's check out this first half. Friday night lights in full swing as the 2A Wink Wildcats are getting set to take on the 3A Coahoma Bulldogs. This one started off quick with a 51-yard touchdown from star running back Khamid Fashan. He has been on a tear, ladies and gentlemen, dating back to last season. Now on the next drive, Bulldogs have the rock, and quarterback Boyd Cox squeezes his way into the end zone to tie the game up at 7. But this game would not be tied for long, though, because Fashan would look like Saquon on the very first play of this drive. He takes it 62 yards all the way to the house. Then, just to assert their dominance, the Wildcats score through the air with a beautiful dime from Lane Lusby to Timothy Montoya. Wildcats up early in the first half, 21-7. there was some controversy. Well, not controversy. It was sort of a comeback in the second half by Kahoma, but Wink put Kamad back in to finish the job, and Wink would take this one 51-40. Now, Wink winning streak will increase to 4 games as they're now 4-1, and Kahoma suffers their first loss on the road, dropping their record down to 3-1. There was a reason this was game of the week. I can't wait to see what game is next week. That's all for me. Back to you, Jenna.
Hey, thanks, Corey. Coming up next, we'll have our first little taste of district play here on Game Time.
We're the Monahan's Lobos, and you're watching Game Time on NewsWest 9. Let's go, Green.
A district opener over at Astound Broadband Stadium between Crane and Compass Academy. The Cougars still searching for win number 1 under new head coach Bo Smith. The home team got off on the right foot. Kaysen Smart finds Kaysen Bivens in the flat, and the receiver takes it the distance for the 7-0 advantage. Compass Academy reclaimed its lead yet again in the first quarter. Similar play this time to Caleb Stout, who finds Pater for the 14-7 advantage. The Golden Cranes down a couple scores now, need an answer. Visitors find one with the deep ball. Tyson Brents finds Baldemar Aguirre Guzman Jr. for the long score. The 2-point conversion cuts the deficit to 21-7, and it would be Compass Academy gets its first win of the season, 35-28. And what an ending out at Braves Stadium last night in the Battle of the Unbeatens. Ira Ann edged out Reagan County 34-28 in overtime. And yeah, it was dramatic. The defense made the stop for the home team in OT, and then it was running back Tristan Griffin who punched the game-winning touchdown across the goal line. The senior explains the story behind the walk-off score to move to 5-0.
I know that earlier in that drive, I was doubting myself, feeling like I wasn't doing enough for my team, making everybody else have to put it on their back. And they let me know it was okay. And they let me know that it was fine if I keep going, fine to keep trying, find a way, because they know I could do it.
And coming up next, a look back on the best of the best. Stick with us. Top plays coming up after the break.
Crane Golden Cranes, and you're watching Game Time on NewsWest 9. Go Cranes, baby! Yeah!
The best of the best are on full display here in Top Plays. Be sure to make your voice heard tomorrow morning, starting at 8:30 on X. Let's hop in. The battle of the unbeaten starts off our list. Plenty of defense. Christian Boutron with the one-handed interception for Ira Ann. On the other side of that same clash, Chris Johnson comes down with the fingertip INT for Reagan County. The rushing attack next up, it's Greenwood's Nathaniel Romero. He bulldozes his way through tacklers for the touchdown. And then in Monahan's checking into top place tonight, and it's the monster run from Majestic Williams for the 69-yard score. And the Falcons are heading back out on the road in week 4 with another conference test. UTPB is set to square off against Midwestern State tomorrow night at 7 p.m. out at Wichita Falls. The season has gone to plan so far for the Basin squad, what hasn't, at a 2-2 overall record. That's a wrap for week 5 of Game Time. Be sure to check out NewsWest9.com under our Game Time tab for exclusive content. We'll see you next week.